Alright, so I was online looking for a bedrock breaker, and a lot of them seem to be rather complicated to build, and they require a lot of space. One in particular that I saw required 3 observers, 3 or 4 sticky pistons, a regular piston, and a redstone block, and it just it, it was too complicated to really build. It also wasn't really feasible at removing bedrock in a survival world. So I decided to do some tests because I figured that the reason why the deletion of the bedrock happens is because a sticky piston pulls a regular piston that has its uh the piston extended. Now, this here is a manual bedrock breaker. You flip the lever and you just time it properly and it deletes it. If you do, you can get really good at it. This one only requires, this is all it requires as well. 3 redstone, 2 repeaters, a lever, a regular piston, and a sticky piston. This one here requires a bit more. 5 redstone, 5 repeaters, a lever, a redstone torch, 2 sticky pistons, a piston, and 2 blocks of choice so that you can actually set this little device up. And this one here allows you to put it on either one of these. It's a little bulky, but as long as you have 1 tick on each of the sticky pistons and 2 ticks on the regular piston part, it will work. And in the meantime, like, I was going to upload a video on it, on these 2 alone, but I decided, you know what, maybe there's another one that I can come up with. And sure enough, there was. And it is extremely reliable. Like, I didn't think I could get an automatic one this reliable. It requires a comparator, 6 redstone dust, 2 repeaters, a sticky piston, and a regular piston. The orange block only indicates where the bedrock must be in order for it to be deleted. Now, I'm going to build the manual one first, which is extremely simple. Start off with a sticky piston. Doesn't matter which direction you place it. Put a piston down. Doesn't matter if it's in front of it or not. Well, it can be where it's at or where this is. But a repeater must be 1 tick into the sticky piston, and it must be 2 ticks, 2 blocks away into where the regular piston will be. Then you just wire it up and you activate a lever. And you time it properly. Oh, I deleted wool. Whoops. But it deletes bedrock as well. I guess it deletes any block. That's good to know. As for the bigger one, you just put a sticky piston there, 2 open blocks in between, 1 regular piston facing whatever direction the bedrock's in. And then you put a 1 tick into each of the sticky pistons, and then 2 ticks into each of the locations that the regular piston will go. Sure, you don't need both, but both of them make it so that you can actually remove bedrock on both locations. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do it like that, or like that. But either way, it'll work. Then you set up your blocks of choice. Put a lever on here, flip it down. Put a redstone here, redstone dust there. Redstone repeater, 1 tick. Then you go to the redstone torch, and you put it down. And you're done with this build. As for the other build, this one here, it's pretty simple to build. You just put down the lever, put down a comparator into it, you put a repeater 2 ticks into it, and you loop that for the time being. Oh, and you put that into subtract mode so that it does this. Then you have one piece extending from there and another piece here. Put 2 ticks there. Put the sticky piston here. And then you put the regular piston here. And if you want to just put up a block here to indicate where the bedrock must go, and then you flip the switch. Wait. I hope somebody can find a use for either one of these three. Perhaps I'll find out more. Cheers.